The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 893 with 35 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 9 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's Wednesday, November 17th. 70% of Californians are now at least partially vaccinated. Public health officials say that is a promising milestone, which comes 11 months after the first vaccine doses were administered. If you look at just the number of Californians who are eligible for the jab, close to 75% are at least partially vaccinated now. As for children ages 5 to 11, we're at about 8%, and public health officials hope more will follow suit. The Torrance Unified School District is hosting COVID-19 vaccination and booster clinics for students ages 5 and older. They're doing this today and on December 8th. You have to register in advance. Just go to tinyurl.com/TUSDVax. The password is TVaxed. The clinics will be held at the Family Welcome Enrollment Center parking lot. The address is 2336 Plaza del Amo. The vaccine clinics are open to all students, their families, and staff members. We're getting a positive prediction of this pandemic finally downgrading to an endemic in the foreseeable future. White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says if America continues to ramp up vaccination rates and those already immunized get their booster shots, it is feasible for COVID-19 to be reduced from a pandemic emergency to an endemic status next year. He further explained that COVID-19 cases would have to fall well below 10,000 per day for the U.S. to achieve some semblance of pre-pandemic life. Dr. Fauci's latest predictions come after the U.S. reported an average of nearly 83,500 new COVID-19 cases every day over the past week, a 14% increase from the week before. And here in Torrance, we started out the week with a total of more than 10,000 COVID-19 cases. Daily infections in the U.S. have not been below 10,000 since March of 2020. Dr. Fauci says his statements, while hopeful, are just estimates for now. The reality will be shaped by how people act, from getting vaccinated to taking the proper precautions, especially during pivotal times such as the upcoming holidays. The Biden administration is offering billions of dollars to drug makers to boost COVID-19 vaccine production. They hope the efforts could help build capacity to produce an additional 1 billion shots per year to share with the world. Under the new initiative, the Department of Health and Human Services is asking pharmaceutical companies with proven records for effective mRNA vaccines to bid for government investments. U.S. leaders want to work with businesses such as Pfizer and Moderna to scale up their manufacturing abilities. They believe the boosted capacity of COVID-19 shots will help ease a global shortage of doses, especially in lower and middle income nations. This could also lead to preventing more deaths and limiting the development of potentially new and dangerous variants. We're learning more about how the $1.2 trillion federal infrastructure bill that President Joe Biden signed into law this week will affect us here at home. It brings $25 billion to California for a number of projects dealing with public transit, wildfire preparation, bridge and road repair, and broadband internet. Funding will go out over the next 5 years and help mega projects such as Metro's Sepulveda Transit Corridor, which will revolutionize the way Angelinos get around. It will also help electrify Metro's bus fleet by 2030, 8 ecosystem restoration projects, help with the LAX modernization efforts, improve the workflow at the Port of LA, and much more. Governor Gavin Newsom praised the bill, saying it will accelerate investments in our clean energy transportation infrastructure, help mitigate some of the worst impacts of climate change, and create thousands of jobs. The LA County Department of Public Social Services launched a new video series to help people learn about programs and services in a more user-friendly way.
Are you in need of help and wonder what the Department of Public Social Services is and how it may be able to help you?
This series is called What Is and is part of a continued effort to embrace technology to better serve the public. DPSS serves more than 3.5 million LA County residents and is the nation's largest public social service agency. The department is also recognized as a leader in integrating technology into its customer service delivery. You can watch the videos on the DPSS website and on its YouTube channel. They help inform new and existing customers to identify the specific services that they need to apply for. The videos are translated into 10 different languages. Staples Center is getting a new name. The iconic downtown LA venue will be called Crypto.com Arena starting Christmas Day. The $700 million deal is the largest naming rights deal to date. A cryptocurrency company headquartered in Singapore will pay that massive amount of money over 20 years. The 20,000-seat arena has been called the Staples Center since it opened in October of 1999. This is the home of the NBA's Lakers and Clippers, the NHL's Kings, and the WNBA's Sparks. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. That's the warning from Costco. They are recalling the Kool-Aid Tropical Punch Mix due to the potential presence of very small pieces of glass or metal. The drink mix comes in 82.5-ounce containers with best when used by dates of August 31st and September 1st, 2023. The Kraft Heinz company, which makes the product, says do not use this item if purchased and return it to a local Costco for a full refund. Stater Brothers Markets also issued a recall for the same product. Fortunately, there have been no consumer complaints and no reports of illnesses or injuries related to the Kool-Aid. Well, stores are having a difficult time restocking baby formula due to the ongoing supply chain issues. Drugstore chain Walgreens says demand is increasing while suppliers are struggling to fulfill the orders. Walgreens operates more than 9,000 locations across the U.S., and its spokesperson says this problem may cause temporary and isolated shortages. Walgreens is frequently posting product availability updates on its website throughout the day as items become available or unavailable. Retailers say it's not always easy for parents to swap out one brand of formula for another because some babies can develop an intolerance to ingredients in specific brands. Unit sales of powder baby formula dropped by 1.7% year over year, while the unit sales of liquid concentrate infant formula fell even lower, 18.3% year over year. Researchers are not sure why the numbers were down, but say it's hard to sell a lot of formula when you can't get it or keep it on store shelves. A spokesperson for the Infant Nutrition Council of America says its members are actively working to mitigate the impact of the challenges currently affecting supply chain, transportation, and distribution systems around the world. Meanwhile, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration reminds parents not to make their own baby formulas at home. Infant formula also happens to be one of the most commonly stolen products in retail. It accounts for 13% of the most stolen products from stores, according to the National Retail Federation's 2020 Organized Retail Crime Survey. McDonald's Egg McMuffin is turning 50 years old, and the company wants you to eat one to help celebrate its anniversary tomorrow. For a limited time, and only on the McDonald's app, you can get an Egg McMuffin for its original price of just 63 cents. It's available only during breakfast hours, which is 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And as an added incentive, McDonald's is sharing several popular fan hacks and encouraging customers to customize the Egg McMuffin by ordering more food. For example, you can ditch the muffins and replace them with 2 hash browns. The company says the Egg McMuffin is the first ever quick service restaurant breakfast sandwich. It joined the McDonald's menu in 1971 in Santa Barbara, and customers have been getting creative with it ever since. The city of Torrance is celebrating Geographic Information Systems, or GIS Day today virtually. The special day provides an international forum for users of GIS technology to demonstrate real-world applications that are making a difference in our society. GIS has revolutionized the way that information can be used and is one of the basic building blocks of the city's technology offerings. GIS integrates spatial data, or maps, and tabular data, or informational databases, through computer technology. By linking these two things together and creating a variety of themed layers, GIS is able to provide city information and maps that are more accessible and easier for the community to interpret, such as the city's district map, flood zone, and truck routes. The city's goal is to use GIS to improve the way services are delivered to the city staff and residents. This year's virtual GIS Day event puts the city's GIS capabilities on full display and connects our residents with data and information that helps them to become more informed members of our community. Torrance City Council members met last night to conduct city business. Among the agenda items discussed included a proclamation declaring November 27, 2021 as Small Business Saturday in the city of Torrance. Council also followed the recommendation of the Cultural Arts Commission and the Community Services Director and approved the appointment of a Poet Laureate and Youth Poet Laureate. City leaders approved the Torrance Transit Department's participation in a regional fareless system initiative pilot project, and Council adjourned the meeting in memory of Vietnam veteran and beloved Torrance community member John Bailey, who passed away on November 4th at the age of 79. These items and much more were discussed last night. You can watch entire replays of the meeting on our website, YouTube, Facebook, and of course right here on City Cable. Bi-monthly, we share a Wellness Wednesday story to help you stay on top of this pandemic both emotionally and physically. After almost 2 years, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a major impact on our lives. Many of us may be facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause strong emotions that we just don't know how to handle. The CDC says public health actions such as social distancing are necessary to reduce the spread of COVID-19, but can also make us feel more isolated, lonely, and even increase stress and anxiety. Learning to cope with stress in a healthy way has been an ongoing obstacle for me as well. So when I had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Brenda Thames, the new superintendent and president at El Camino College, I asked how she stays afloat both mentally and psychologically during these challenging times. After all, she made a lot of big changes during the middle of the pandemic. She moved hundreds of miles from the Central Valley to call South Bay home and started a brand new job filled with many responsibilities to prioritize the 15,000 students here in Torrance. Despite her ever-changing schedule, she says she makes sure to take time for herself to unwind and connect authentically with those she loves.
Using Zoom, we've all gotten used to this virtual communication. Before we would text each other and maybe call, maybe see each other. And I think, for a while we've had the access to that modality, but we weren't using it the way we're using it now. And to really use that to stay connected to my sisters and to my friends was a part of what kept me grounded. Because being able to see the faces and just talk about how stressed you are, how bored you are, how lonely you are, how tired you are of all of this, that really helped keep me grounded and taught me a different way to value connection. And it's something we'll keep. I mean, my family has decided we're keeping this because it kept us better in tune with each other and more connected than we were when we were just texting or sending, the annual birthday card or, okay, who's going to host Christmas and who's going to host Thanksgiving. Now making those calls, at least once a week, we're never going to let that go.
Dr. Thames is doing exactly what the CDC recommends as healthy ways to cope with stress. The agency also recommends taking breaks from listening, reading, or watching the news, including those that pop up on social media. Public health experts also recommend taking care of your body. That could include taking deep breaths, stretching, or meditating. Healthy eating and exercising could lead to positive changes, and avoiding excessive alcohol, tobacco, and substance use are also ways to help boost your mood and well-being in the long run. The CDC says learning to cope with stress in a healthy way will make you, the people you care about, and those around you become more resilient. You can hear more from Dr. Thames in future episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. El Camino College teamed up with LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell's office to co-host a Veterans and Community Thanksgiving event today.
We wanted the opportunity to still recognize our veterans who call the 2nd District home for their heroic deeds and their service to our country and to our community.
We are distributing hundreds of boxes of food thanks to the collaboration with Supervisor Mitchell's office. We just wanted to start this holiday season off with giving back and saying thank you.
There's new clothing, there's new shoes, there's dress shoes for the holidays, and El Camino also has our cosmetology department out here to give free haircuts and nail polish, and our outreach team is here, our financial aid team is here, and our building is open for anyone that wants information about coming to El Camino College and expanding their educational opportunities.
Veterans and community members in need also received gift cards to help purchase a turkey to complete their Thanksgiving meal kits. And Healing California was on site as well, providing dental and vision care services at no cost. El Camino College has about 600 veteran students. You can see more from this event on upcoming episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.